I found more delusional fanboy comments which will show you how these people think when it comes to YouTubers they like. This guy, for example, is what defines all chibits. Let me read his comment to you. I'm a big fan of chibi reviews and I want more chill people just chatting about what they enjoy, steering clear of the negativity, genre, snobbery and pretentiousness that plagues a lot of AniTube channels. Translation: I don't want to hear negative opinions. Negative opinions are only for snobs. Snobs are pretentious and plague the anime community. Can you imagine how depressed and insecure all these people are for thinking like that? Being terrified of critical thinking and feedback that can help them improve? They just want others to be tickling their balls 24/7 by telling them non-stop how everything is awesome. Guess what happens when someone tells these delusional fanboys the truth? Snobbery and pretentiousness is exactly what Chibi is doing. Why do you think he's talking only about popular shows and is always positive about them? Because if they are popular, they are good, as opposed to unpopular shows which are bad, therefore we don't talk about them. And don't tell me he's not pretentious every time he's talking about flowers or theory crafting in a lame attempt to make a show seem better than when it actually is. But a Chibit is not going to care about that because he just wants to bask in the comfort of positivity. He doesn't care about Chibi not putting any effort in substantiating any of the things he says. It can be baseless nonsense and he will be pleased as long as it's positive. To a Chibit, positivity is the same thing as interesting content. Extra cringe points for thinking he's not rewarding Chibi by watching his videos, when he totally does, because that's how Chibi hypnotizes people into giving him money on Patreon so he can pay the bills. And by bills, I mean buying naked anime figurines. Chibits go as far as saying, if you put effort into your videos, you don't sound normal. That's why they like Chibi. The way he talks is real. They are watching a real person. And by real, they mean repeating the exact same 100 words in every video, while occasionally spazzing like a retard. That's what it means to be real. No effort, talking like a broken record, and spazzing like a retard. That's so much better than Gigak, who puts effort into his videos and constantly repeats the same points, because Chibi doesn't repeat the same points.
These are my first impressions for My Hero Academia. Of My Hero Academia are my first impressions, and these are my first impressions for My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia being my first impressions because it's My Hero Academia first impressions.
I've been sick, even though I was sick. I've been pretty damn sick. Like, I was starting to feel a little bit sickish, but I've been very sick. I've just been sick. Well, I was kind of sick. I was sick, yes, but I'm sick right now.
The opening is so good. Oh, the opening is so good. Go so good, the opening. I'm telling you, the opening is so good because the opening is so good. So good, the opening, because the opening is good of My Hero Academia first impressions. The opening is good because the opening is good of My Hero Academia first impressions. The opening is good.
That boss is so hard. Holy shit, this is hard as hell. The hardest boss, so fucking hard. I'm getting my ass kicked by that boss. It is so hard. How hard it is to fight that boss. It is so freaking hard. That boss been just curb stomping me. It is so hard. Still have yet to beat the boss. It's so hard. The first boss, just straight up middle finger, is really rough. That boss destroyed me when I first played. I remember being stuck on that boss for 3 hours, just for how rough it was to face.
And it's kind of sad to see the ending of the episode because it's the ending of the episode and I have to wait a whole week for the next episode. And it's so sad because it's the ending of the episode and I have to wait another whole week for another episode of My Hero Academia first impressions. And it's so sad because I have to wait a whole week for another episode of My Hero Academia. It's so sad seeing the ending of the episode.
And it's just kind of sad to see that, this is the finale of Dark Souls. It's not the same without, Dark Souls, Dark Souls continuation. So, it's kind of sad. Dark Souls 4 or whatever. It's kind of sad. I had to, shelf my, Dark Souls.
But it's okay. Be happy because tomorrow we have more shows coming out. More new shows are coming out tomorrow and there are many more new shows coming out tomorrow. So be happy because more shows are coming out tomorrow. So many more shows are coming out tomorrow and be happy because more shows coming out tomorrow because more shows coming out tomorrow and these are my first impressions for My Hero Academia.
And tomorrow, a bunch of new animes coming out. Pretty much tomorrow, there's a bunch of shit coming out. A bunch of new anime. We have like 3 or 4 new anime coming out tomorrow. That is apparently coming out tomorrow. So, tomorrow is going to be a big day. Like, a very big day. Because you gotta factor all of this in, okay? What comes out tomorrow.
My plan is to make a video for every new episode that comes out. And for every new episode that comes out, I'll be making a video. My plan is this, to make a new video for every episode that comes out. And I will do that for every show that comes out. And my plan is to put it up.
My plan here is to get this video out before I start streaming today. We're gonna be streaming Nier Automata today. And I want to get this out before it, and if I don't get it out before it, it's going to be out later tonight. I'm definitely going to get this out before the day's up.
I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really, really hard to produce good content.
I want to try my fucking hardest. I want to try. Anime series. Heard about this series on this series. Maybe this series could be good, maybe this series could be bad. My impressions of the series to be a good series, to be a shit series. Talking about the series, a lot of series themed series and about this series. I feel like this series kind of gave away what this series did from other series. This is going to become a darker series. What? The series throughout the series. But that's the other thing. Maybe this series came before of the series. I'm just going to be a dark series right now. What if you would have started the series into watching this series? I was hoping maybe the art style of the series, dying in the series towards the end of the series, maybe the writer of the series or whatever that was writing the series, what direction the series wants to take. Overall, my impressions of the series, I have no fucking idea. I don't know if I will continue watching this series or if I'm going to drop this series. I have no idea. It could turn to shit rather quickly, but it could become something rather good too. I gotta watch this first episode. When the first episode comes out, when I watch the first episode, yet to watch this episode, and just finish the first episode, watch the first episode, finish the episode, what they did with the first episode, the first episode, on the first episode, in the first episode, when you watch the first episode of the first episode, because it's the first fucking episode. So first episode, after finishing the episode, first episode overall, I don't understand this episode to understand that. But this episode to understand into one episode of the episode. Why couldn't I really understand this episode? In this episode, I can't really understand into one episode. What the fuck? What the hell? Fucking stupid. Do you have to be so bad? Oh my god, this man is brain dead. This man is stupid. This man is really fucking stupid. It's annoying. It's really fucking annoying. No. It really made me kind of disgusted. It was horrible. It was bad in my opinion. It was just really bad. That's a lot of fucking dialogue in one fucking episode. It's done so bad. The narrative is just so bad. Was I so brain dead at the time? I was just stupid. Too bad, not every series can be written like, ReZero with the character understanding their mistakes. It's such a sad image. It blows my mind when you think about it. Because, the amount of emotion, when you think about it, much of an emotional impact, that just makes it sadder, if you think about it. It hits you emotionally because, it really pulled my heartstrings when you think about it, because it's such an emotional, when you think about it. It's tragic, but it makes me sad because you think about it, because it strikes your emotions so hard. You just can think about so much, and too, how sad that is. It just hits you. You're like, holy shit. So it makes it even sadder. I was excited. I was super excited, which makes me very happy. But on top of that, I was scared. And I cry like a little baby. Don't play with my feels. That really hurts me. That really does. And I had some very high expectations, which I was very happy about. So with that being said, I was scared for two reasons. Number one, I'm very happy about that. But number two, I was scared because I thought it wasn't gonna meet my expectations. Don't do this to me. I thought I was gonna get too attached because I have cried many times, and so I was kind of scared because I thought it wasn't gonna meet my expectations. I can cry, and I cried quite a bit when I had high expectations, and so I was scared that this would really make me feel very happy. I cried about twice, and I was very happy. That really hit me, but then I had a lot of feels, and then I was very scared. I was crying and all that. I was very, very worried that the movie was going to not meet my expectations, and I'm kind of scared that I cried. It makes you feel so bad, but it makes me happy to see that. I know you're lonely, and so let's get rid of some of that loneliness, basically.
My boy. My boy. Oh my god, my boy. The fucking boy's yo. Yo. My boy. Yo, my boy. God, I keep like, yo. Please. Yo.
Thank you for enjoying this video.
So, Chibi, what do you think of the father in Shelter?
As a father, you would be happy because you managed to save her. that she'll eventually just have to die in the simulation. The father really cared about his daughter.
That's sick. You actually like that?
I dare say a masterpiece.
And people should watch it?
And I recommend anyone who hasn't watched this to watch it, but honestly you shouldn't have watched this video if you haven't watched it. Definitely a must watch.
Do you even take yourself seriously?
Playing around with a coloring book, scribbling on a coloring book with a bunch of colors.
That's Digibro talking. How long have you been watching anime?
For over 2,000 plus days. That's a lot of days.
Do you understand them?
Old enough to kind of understand.
So, what do you think of them? Chibi, that's naughty.
Playing around with it.
Oh my, and what exactly do you mean by that?
You can interpret it in different ways.
Yeah, okay, but how does it feel?
I feel so much joy.
Don't you have anything better to do?
I guess you gotta find something to keep you entertained.
Yes, but for how long?
An eternal dream, never to wake.
Oh my god, I'm gonna stop doing this. I'm gonna stop watching anime. I can't! Shitty anime just pulling me back!
Destined to be alone and die.
The anime man is another one they adore, and it's not because they are constantly cocksucking each other's channels. He's also great, because he's showing his face in every video, like an actual person is there talking to you directly. It doesn't matter if he's saying complete bullshit and spazzes like a retard, it only matters if he's showing his face. If you're not showing your face in your videos, you're not real, you're fake. Also, Joey is not afraid to speak his mind, even if it pisses people off. It's not like he will apologize and take down the video if the liberals attack him for not thinking everything with gay people is automatically a masterpiece. No sir, Joey doesn't do such things. But above all, Joey is a real fan of anime because he's so positive. Unlike those other channels, which are full of analysis and toxic negativity. If you analyze or are not constantly positive, you are a bad person. Enough about my first husbando, let's move to my other husbando and what digifugs think about him. It comes down to being a power fantasy. Being deep, insightful, analytical, with a hot girlfriend, making $5,000 a month by talking about anime, living in a nice house with tons of friends, and being an amazing writer of pedoporn and fanfiction. He's basically an isekai protagonist. Let's disregard how he constantly contradicts himself, doesn't believe in having to prove his point, screams like a lunatic when you disagree with him, overdosed his girlfriend to the point she had to be sent to the hospital, not making enough money to pay the rent, living in a house he hates, and his friends are leeching him off because they can't make enough to sustain themselves. But hey, aside from those minor issues, he's a power fantasy. A pedophilic, junkie, pansexual, dress-wearing power fantasy. Guess what happens when you tell a digifug the truth? He will turn to relativism, the fortress of incompetent critics. It's completely subjective what counts as a good critic. It's just your opinion. Lolis are a piece of paper that can be interpreted however the fuck you want to, because loli porn is art. And when you provide evidence that proves him wrong, he's just screaming like a lunatic and ends the debate, because that's what a deep, insightful and analytical person like Digibro would do. And now let's move to my third husbando for Never Facts, and how his fans defend him. Oh wait, he has no fans! Nobody defends him or even talks about him, and yet he thinks he's the founder of the anime community, a reliable source of news, and a great rapper. He may not have delusional fanboys to defend him, but he's still a delusional fanboy himself when he thinks he looks like Goku. Ah, my harem of delusional fanboys. Where would I be without you?
I'm incredibly biased when it comes to anything I choose to make a video on this channel. I just couldn't give a fuck about anyone else's opinion but my own. And it's honestly something I think all of you should have. Now, I'm also somebody who's been watching Chibi for the last several years, and honestly somebody who considers him an inspiration for content creation. The guy's just a content creating machine, and honestly deserves respect for it. And that's not even mentioning the fact that he's just got solid taste for anime and manga in general. He is somebody who reads One Piece. Which, as we all know, if you read or watch One Piece, then you're just quite the solid dude. It's a simple fact of the matter. Nobody's discrediting that. Chibi is just somebody who, in my opinion, has always been up there as somebody who I'd love to work with in the future. And if the opportunity ever did arise, I would jump at it. So just as a message to Chibi himself, remember, you should never consider anybody else's opinion over your own. That's just a simple fact of the matter.
You might try to pull something off online, but you need to realize that your actions have consequences. As one of the last actual good anime YouTubers, Chibi Reviews, he has had some unwelcoming harassment come his way over his good takes on a recently new anime series. I hope you know I have evidence. You all are in some serious bullshit, have fun with the FBI. These seriously terminally online retards need to actually come to the realization that your actions will indeed have consequences.